Okay, so I've been getting quite a few requests to show people how I set up my charts on TradingView. So I'm going to do just that and show you how I set that up on TradingView. I also use TD Advanced Dashboard for charts as well, but my main go-to charting application is TradingView. There's many other charting applications online. I think TradingView is the best one for many reasons, and I'll explain a few of the reasons in this video, and I'm going to show you how I set up my charts. So I started with a blank chart. So this is a completely new chart. I didn't do any editing or anything to this chart at all. So first we're going to start with the indicators, and you could find that right up here. On the app, it may be in a different spot, but I'm sure the logo, the symbol is the same on the indicators. Now, I'm going to show you the indicators that I use. There's so many indicators. I don't use all of these. Okay, and a lot of people use things like Fibonacci and stuff like that. I don't use that. I'm not saying that it won't be effective or anything like that. It's just not something that I use personally myself. Okay, so first let's set up the moving averages. So I'm going to type in moving average over here. Now, there's probably simple moving average as well. Yeah, okay, but these are some pre-layouts. I just use the regular moving average, okay? So we're going to click that, and we're going to grab a few of them because I use more than one. So let's grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not sure how many I have, but I got 6 there now. So now I can go up here on this corner, show indicator legend. And now I have those 6 moving averages that I added in. So what I have to do is I go to settings on that moving average, and the length is the different time period. So in my previous section on the course, in my chart layout, under the technical analysis section, I tell you all the different moving averages and stuff that I use, and that's the length. So if I put 4, well, now that's the 4-period simple moving average. Okay, I'm going to change the color. You know I like my 4-period as red. So now that red line is my 4-period simple moving average. You can change the way the line is and stuff like that. I just leave it the regular line. Okay. Precision is at default. I'm not sure I change anything else there. I think you can make the lines bold and stuff like that. I'm not seeing it over here. Ah, here it is. Okay, so here's where you can thicken the lines if you want. I would use one of these two. These ones are too thick. Let's just leave it on the regular one that it comes with. So now I click OK, and now I have my 4-period simple moving average on the chart. Now you know I also use the 8-period simple moving average, and my 8-period is green. So now I'm clicking green, and I'm changing the length to 8. What else changed over there? Where did this orange line, this yellow line come from? Okay, let's just check. Then the next one I use is 50, and my 50 is yellow. Okay. So now the yellow one is the 50-day moving average. And then I also use 100, and my 100-day is orange. You can set whichever colors you want. Okay, these are the colors that I set, that I picked. Okay, now that's my 100-day moving average. And then I also use 150-day, and my 150-day is, it's like a light purple, probably like that. Okay. And I also use a 200-day. My 200-day is a darker purple. Okay. Now you can make some lines thicker and stuff if you want. Like maybe if the 200 is more significant, maybe you want to make that a thicker line if you want. Okay. So now I have my chart with all my moving averages, and I also, there's another moving average that I use is EMA. Okay, it's the exponential moving average. Let's exponential right here. moving average exponential. And I use one of those. And for this one, I use like a light aqua color, and I use the 20 exponential moving average. And that's it. That's how I set up my moving averages right there. Now they're all there. My famous red line that I'm always talking about, always looking at. You can see it. It's right there. And I believe you can even make them dotted and stuff like that. But where is that? Opacity, thickness, type of line. Line with breaks. No. Sure, it's in here somewhere. I don't remember exactly where. But you can make like the lines dotted and stuff like that too. I'm just not seeing it at the moment. That's not it. We'll get back to that later. I'm going to leave it as the regular line for now, okay? Now, let's change this background. And on the app, where on the app would it be? Chart properties. I think there's this logo on the app on the phone. You can see this as well. Chart properties. Now, I don't have the grid lines on mine. Just get rid of the grid lines. I don't use them. You can leave them. I turn them off for me. Okay. Now, my background, you can change your background whichever color you want. I'm going to go with a solid, and I'm going to go with my dark blue that I have over here. That's the one that I use. Okay. You can have the watermark in the back or not. You see the logo right in the back to show the title. Normally I wouldn't use it, but since I show my charts to people a lot, I'll put that on there so that people can see which ticker that I'm looking at. Okay, I'm going to turn it off for now. There's a lot of other things you can change in here. Okay, you can even change the colors of the candlesticks. You can change the color of so many different things up here. We'll get back to that in a moment. So that's how I set up my chart so far. Indicators, I also use Bollinger Bands. Just the regular Bollinger Bands right here. Okay, and now you can see it added the Bollinger Bands to my chart. I don't really need to change much about them. Mine are like gray or white lines and whatnot. I'll just leave these ones the way they are. They look pretty good. I think the middle one, they made that reddish line, so I'm going to change that. The middle line, I'll make it that color. So now you can see these are the main indicators that I use. Bollinger Bands, volume, and volume is already on there standard. Okay, all my different moving averages, the 4, the 8, 50, 100, 150, 200, and the 20 EMA. The rest of them are just moving average, and then I have one EMA. Now you can set up whichever moving averages and stuff you want. You can use different time periods, different lengths. I use these ones. These are the ones that I find most effective for me and my strategy. But you could use different ones as well. So that's basically how I set up my chart right here. Now you can change so many other things. You can make the lines dashed and stuff like that. I forget exactly how to do that, but I'm sure it's somewhere in here. And you can see the price lines as well. So it's telling you right over here, like this is the 150-day moving average. It's 40,361. This is the 200-day moving average. It's telling you on the side. Where you can turn that on or off is there's a lot of things you could change. Show buy sell buttons. I don't need that, so I wouldn't need that over here. Okay. Indicator last value label. See, that's right this on the side. So these are the indicators, and this is showing me the value of, let's say, the 4-day moving average right here is 35,786. That's the 4-period moving average. And showing it right there. And it's showing all the values of each indicator that I have, and you can turn that on or off. Now there's so many other things that you can add on TradingView. This is how I set it up. Okay. So many other indicators in here. You can even add financials. Like if you want to see total revenue. There's no revenue on Bitcoin, so it's not showing. Let's go to AMC. Now it's telling you the revenue for each quarter. It's showing you down here, the revenue for each quarter. Okay, you can see that it went down because of COVID. So you'll see that as well. You can add a lot of other indicators. Now these lines, these breaks you see, okay, that's pre-market and post-market. Okay, that's what that is. Sorry, this is pre-market, regular hours, post-market. Pre-market, regular hours, post-market. Those are what those colors signify on here. And you could change extended hours on or off. Somewhere in here. Not exactly sure where, but it's somewhere in here to turn extended hours on or off. Typically, I would leave them on because I like to see the extended hours trading on the US stocks. Canadian stocks don't have extended hours, but US stocks do. The US stocks, they have the pre and post market. Okay, now on the side, you can see the drawings tab. And normally I just use trend lines. I don't use all of this other stuff. Okay. So this is stuff you may or may not want to use. You can draw on your chart. You can do so many things. I normally just use the regular trend line if I want to draw something. Okay. And I'll make my trend line. Just for an example, this isn't a really good trend line right here. Perhaps this. Okay. So I'll just use the trend line, but there are many other ones that you can use, whichever helps you. But the only one that I use is the trend line. And you can click here to delete it. Now over here, you add any stocks that you want. You just click plus up here, and now you add whatever stock you want. Okay, I'm going to add Shopify. And now I have Shopify on my list. I have different lists. Top focus, those are the top ones I got my eyes on. You can create a new list if you want, add different lists. You can have a list of blue chip stocks. You can have a list of value stocks. You can have a list of dividend stocks. You can have a list of ETFs. You can have a list of US. You can have a list of Canadian, a list of growth stocks, a list of penny stocks, and you can separate that all for you so that you can go to your list and see, okay, what are the penny stocks doing today? What are the growth stocks doing today? What are the tech stocks doing today? And whichever you like. I use red lists, I have crypto. Blue lists, I have more of the blue chip names. Green lists, the US stocks. Orange lists, I got like some of the higher risk Canadian penny stocks and stuff. And purple list is the indexes, the VIX, gold, copper, different commodities, the US dollar to Canadian. And top focus is the top ones that I'm looking at. Okay, very easy to delete them. You can label them with any color. So let's say AMC, I'm going to label it with green because it's a US stock. And now it will be in my green list. So that's mainly what I do. You can save different charts, save layout. Right now it's unnamed. Save layout. And now I guess it's saved it as unnamed. Am I able to change it? The name, rename. TradingView for course. Okay, so now I renamed it. Now I got my new layout over here, and you can set up different layouts with different indicators and stuff like that. So I think I have a completely different layout right over here, screener. This is completely different. Oh, not completely different. It's most of the same indicators, but the background and stuff is different, but I don't use this one. I'm just showing you that you can have more than one. And there is a few other indicators that I set up actually, which I forgot to add, which is MACD. So I throw on the MACD on there. And I also use RSI, Relative Strength Index. Okay. So now you see I have all my main indicators in here. You can resize these. I have all my main indicators in here. The RSI I don't use too much. I don't focus on it too much. It is good to keep in mind, but I don't focus on it too much. But I like to have it there. I find the MACD is a little more important. But my moving averages and the volume are the top indicators that I'm usually looking at. So that's how I set it up. And like I said, you can add all their financials here if you want more information about net income, earnings per share, interest. There's so much different things you can add even with the financials if you want to learn about that. Balance sheet, cash flow statistics. You can add that all to your chart if you wanted to. I don't add that stuff to my chart, but I could see how it could benefit someone for sure. Compare. You can add on another symbol. I threw an SPX there. Where is it showing? I don't see where it added it. I wanted to compare it with SPX. I'm not seeing it. It's just showing me a line. That's not showing me the actual chart. Okay. I'm sure there's other ways to set that up too. So you can throw on another chart behind it to see how it compares and correlates with something else. Let me see if I can. Style candles. Look on the 5-minute. That's SPY in the background, but it's not really giving you a good representation of how it correlates with AMC over here. There's different ways to set that up as well. I don't want to waste too much time trying to figure this out, new things that I haven't actually used before. There's so many features on TradingView. There's even a stock screener down here. And I think naturally it's just telling you some of the top stocks in play. I guess it's set to Canada because these are all the top Canadian stocks in play right over here. And you can set up your filters however you like, by country, sector, exchange, industry, market cap, average volume, percent that it changed. Is it up or down 5%? And there's so many other things that you can filter for, so you can set up your own stock screener within TradingView. Now I pay for TradingView, so a lot of these features are available either way. But if you want to set up this many indicators, I think you have to get the Pro package or the Pro Plus. I'm on the middle package to my knowledge. And I got it on, I think it was Boxing Week. It was on sale. It was about $300 US or so for the year. And then I pay extra to get live data for the indexes, for the US stocks, and for the Canadian stocks. I pay extra to get live data, which is another $10 to $15 US a month for all the live data packages. So that's it. That's how I use my TradingView. That's how I set it up. Again, there's so much features to TradingView. Oh, also, I have the different time frames up here. You can set the ones that you like. I starred the ones that I normally use so that it shows up there. Look, 1 hour, I can take that off, and now it won't show up there anymore. But I set these ones up. I got the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, and 12 months. Those are the ones I'll usually take a peek at, so I have those up there for me to click. Okay. And you can save your template. Auto save your chart on or off. You can publish your chart. Share the idea with the trade community. You can take a snapshot, like a screenshot of your chart, so you can send it to someone if you put like indicators and stuff on there and you want to show someone, and a lot more. But those are the main features that I use. That's how I set up my chart. That's how I set up my moving averages and all of that stuff. And if you have any other requests and you want me to teach you more, just send me an email. That's the best way I'm going to get back to you, because sometimes on Instagram I get a lot of messages and it's really hard to reply and I don't look at them all the time. So if it's important, you have any other questions or anything you don't understand, please shoot me an email or write it in the discussion board and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. I'm going to drop more content soon. Appreciate you. Hope you enjoy the course.